So now that we have the double height blocks here, we're going to start covering these with the stairs in a similar fashion as we did underneath. The idea with this is to, as I said, to try and shallow off, or sorry, try and steepen the angle so that we have a more, so that the curve is more pronounced than if it was just stairs. One of the things we could do is leave it with just one layer of stairs there, instead of doubling up like I've done on this side. Now, I don't particularly want to do that because you end up with a situation where it looks different the direction you're coming from. For example, if you're coming from this direction, the stairs are curving kind of away from you, whereas in this direction they're curving towards you, and it gives a different appearance whether you're coming or going, and I don't really want that. I mean, there is an argument to be made to sort of not trying to be symmetrical, but with something like this, I think symmetry is, it's not key, but it very much lends itself to the structure. Symmetry, when you start running problems with symmetry, is when you have kind of a wider planning, as it were, I find, rather than small details. For example, the town layout itself, obviously, I don't want to be symmetrical. The sort of room planning and design of the main body of the temple, the moon temple? Was it moon temple? I can't remember now. I'll have to go watch my own video to remember. But the overall design of the temple will be asymmetrical. It'll have a hint of symmetrical elements in the fact that certain elements will need to be, like the central spire, the central room, which I want to have a beacon in once I've got some. That room will probably end up being symmetrical because it is quite a nice focal point, and especially with the pathway up being symmetrical, it kind of mirrors the pathway up, especially because I want the central room to be above the path up in some way. So this is the interesting bit. So we have here a step up and a rise, and a step up and a rise. Now what I actually kind of want to do here is this pattern, similar to I have done before. The unfortunate thing is that I can't place a stair there because it blocks off that stair there. And what I did in the creative world was I actually think I switched block types. I switched away from stairs and switched into slabs. I need to make some slabs, which essentially gives you the ability to make custom sized stairs. But again, you have some of the same problems with stairs. With slabs, you need to be careful exactly where you place them. Now currently that kind of just looks like I'm roofing off the space. But what I'd like to do is, if I start using stone slabs in the centre, I seem to remember, was that the plan? Maybe it was that, which makes having the slabs kind of pointless. Ooh, that's a long fall. So curiouser and curiouser. I think that doesn't look too bad. Whoa! 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 Falling! This is why I need feather falling. And it's also going to be difficult to get up without destroying half of the construction. Let's go with this one instead. There we go. No, I'm not going to mind that out because I'll fall to my death again. So, we have a slight issue here with, I can't remember how I was going to build this roof section. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and take a look at my creative build. So I will see you shortly. Okay, so in the creative build, what I actually ended up doing was just roofing off the space like I was showing before, and then putting a line of stone slabs down the middle. Actually, I don't particularly like that. Now I've kind of seen it more in place. What I actually want to do is remove one of these layers of stone because it's kind of unnecessary. Now that I've come up with a better idea, I'm going to use some slabs to kind of shallow off the curve as we come up to this point, because as I said before, I've been trying to make it steep and then arch up. So we want to make this distance kind of a full block height versus like that's 3 blocks. So we have all the blocks up there, and we have 3 blocks, and then we have 2 blocks, and then we have kind of a height variation of 1 once we have the stone slabs in place. I really like the fact that you can place slabs upside down now. That's a relatively well, it's actually not that new feature. It's been in there for quite a while, but if you've not seen Minecraft recently, oh, I have some more slabs. If you've not seen Minecraft too recently, that might have escaped you. So you can place slabs upside down now like that. It's very useful. I actually want to come up onto the roof space. Because I'm going to be placing these kind of upside down, like so, I actually need some sort of something to place the blocks on, because otherwise you have nothing to key onto, as it were. Like for example, there's no way I can place a block here without placing a block underneath, which is not what I want to do, or do that, which again is kind of what I'm doing. I'm just using the dirt for ease of picking it back up, even though my pick is kind of strong enough that I don't even need to worry about that. And I can actually do it like that anyway. Ooh, spawning a zombie somewhere. So before I take down myself and trying to get off here, okay, this is going to be interesting. Screw that. What I could do, if I'm feeling reckless, Geronimo! Sploosh. That kind of doesn't solve our problem, because we now need to get up from here. But that was quite fun. Oh, come on. I'll probably just leave this on here for now, just so I can get up and down if I fall into the water. Whoa! 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 Calm down, man. Chill. Chill. Seriously, Creeper. Chill. So we can't really see it at this distance because of the dirt floor we have in there. But let's go have a look. Where did you go? Where did you go? There you go. We go have a look from the house. And also go take a nap. And get us some glowstone. Yeah, you can just about see the curve there. It'll look better once we have the stairs, and not the stairs. It'll look better once we have the dirt floor out of the way. Now, this is gonna kind of be a long episode. A couple of people have said that they'd like to see sort of more of the actual building process, rather than kind of me talking about it and then off-camera building. The problem with that is that it tends to make episodes very long. I've played around with doing montages. I need some food. The problem with doing montage sequences is that, I think I've said this before, they use a lot of hard drive space, and they actually take a lot of time to do, and you end up with a lot of footage which you need to kind of deal with. So before I do anything else, I'm going to go into the house and get us some glowstone, and I'm also going to get us some iron bars. I'm going to make some more iron bars actually too. So we have, probably going to want a bit more than that actually. I had a house once on a Technic World where I had my cows underneath my main kind of construction space and bedroom and whatnot, and they drove me crazy. Just because I had hundreds of the damn things, and they just, I had to turn the sound off. Luckily now with 1.7, I think it's actually before 1.7, but now you can turn off audio for individual sort of sources, so you can turn friendly mob sounds down, but keep enemy mobs loud. You can turn blocks down, you can turn ambient sounds down and whatnot, so it's quite useful, especially if you are living near a farm. Which reminds me, one of the things I want to do soon is set up a couple of sort of automated farms. You might have noticed my wheat farm has been moved, or has been removed really, and that's generally because I wasn't getting anything out of it. It wasn't really doing much for me. It was very messy and it was temporary. So I want to build a proper farm. So what I need to do is work out exactly how many pieces of glowstone I want. Definitely want one at each end. We have a half a block problem there. And I want them on, let's have them on 3 pieces of chain. So for now they'll be embedded in the floor, but once we remove the dirt, they'll be free floating. So we have one at each end now. Let's do them. Well, let's logically work out that this is the darkest area. So we're probably going to find, we're going to need one there. This is kind of a very imprecise and messy way of working it out, but it works. Whoa, 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 whoa. No, 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 not that one. Want that. So that's worked out as 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3. So there were 3 apart, which works for me. These actually probably won't provide that much light to the ground floor, because they're going to be so high up, but they kind of illuminate the arch and make it look a bit better. Kind of make it a bit more of a focal point. So off camera, I'm going to remove this dirt, and then we can see our arch as it stands. Currently, we do need to decide what we're going to do with this end piece, but it kind of defines, or depends, sorry, what we do at the bottom here. So that's going to be something I'm going to talk about later. But for now, I will return shortly. And welcome back. So now we have our arch fully completed, with our glowstone in, and I'm actually quite happy with that. as you can see, my health is now only on 2 hearts. I may have accidentally fallen pretty much from the highest point I could to the lowest point I could, and pretty much almost died. But luckily not the case. So I'm gonna go back and get some food because I don't actually have any on me at the moment. However, we have our archway. I think it does kind of cap it off nicely. My biggest problem is that at this distance it still kind of looks like it's just being cut off, just being roofed off. Let's go back a couple of things. So I might actually modify this a bit more, which I'll probably do off camera, and pull down these corners, these edges, where they're double height. Might actually sort of increase the scale of that curve, so it starts off lower, and make that 5 half blocks high. Make that 3 half blocks high. Basically, add another tier to it to make it look more curved. There's also, as you may notice, a slight mismatch at this end, where I've basically done one section and not done the other, which I'm gonna have to fix at some point. But again, it kind of comes to how I'm gonna kind of finish off this end. So I'm not too worried about that. However, let's head back to the house and take a look at it from a distance. So this... I've run out of food. I can't sprint. Oh, it's so far. I need a rail line. Wait a minute. How long have... Ah! Ah! Damn you! Piece of glowstone. So apparently I had steak on me all along. I'm going in the wrong direction. Apparently I had steak on me for a while and I didn't realise, and I was just pottering around on 2 health going, oh, I need to get food, but I want to finish this. I had food on me all along. Derp to derp to derp. Okay, so from this distance, that curve's a lot more pronounced than close up. Oops. We're getting a bit of distortion from having a bit of sort of dead space above it, a bit of air with no blocks in. I can't zoom in, unfortunately. I don't have a mod installed that lets me zoom. But that's come along quite nice. I'm relatively happy with that. So there we go. This was recorded as... Oops. This was recorded as one video. So you may end up seeing this as 2. If so, I apologise for the slightly ham-fisted break in the video in between the 2. This has just ended up being longer than I realised. Oh. Death from above. Death from above! Sorry. As I said, recording like this where I show exactly what I'm doing and chat about it more tends to fill more airspace, but it is kind of almost less. It shows less with more time, I always feel, but I'm interested to hear what people's feedback is. So if you like this style of video more, the past 2, please do comment and like and subscribe if you aren't already a subscriber. And thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.